Hi, hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this meeting, to this live transmission. And today we will be practicing MMQG meditation. So today we are going to practice some meditation to help us coping with the stress, with the anxiety, and the fears that can easily come out during this coronavirus crisis. So as usual, thank you for being here. And today I would like to challenge you and to start doing something more advanced. This is the third week that I'm doing this free session, and so I hope that, and I think that you are able to start thinking about a little bit more complicated exercise. So what we're going to do today is something that will help you release some of the self-limiting thoughts and mindset that you may have been developing in your life. And I want to talk about this before we start. Every one of us has his or her own beliefs. This is a normal fact. The point is, these beliefs can be helping us, so they could promote growth and evolution of our awareness and consciousness, or they can be limiting or self-sabotaging us and leading us to stagnation, regression. So the idea is that if we allow our mind and our experiences in the past to block us in the present, we are not doing anything to improve us, and we are not leaving us space for growing and for change. What I've seen really often in my coaching practice is that so many people come and ask me to be helped, and when we start working together, I ask them, are you aware of your thoughts? Are you aware of your belief system? Are you aware of how you react to anything that happens in your life? Because this is the key to progress. And they told me, no, I have no idea, essentially. So what happens is that if you don't have an awareness of how you react to things happening in your life, you are not able to cope with them properly, because you are simply reacting to them. I have been telling you this in the last time that we were meeting here. Essentially, my coaching method is called Yourself Understood, because the idea is that when you understand yourself, when you understand who you really are, and when you understand what do you really want in your life, then you're ready to grow, then you're ready to start your life, then you're ready to use your energy to unleash your real potential, instead of being stuck in your limiting beliefs, instead of being sabotaging yourself. Because remember, your worst enemy is not the world outside you. Your worst enemy is you. When you decide, consciously or unconsciously, to simply react to things, so not to act, when you simply decide to go on autopilot, so when you simply say, oh, okay, I don't want to take care of anything, I simply want to go on with what I'm thinking, and even worse, if you are trying to find reason that confirm your wrong ideas, then you are stuck. Then you essentially are not growing and not doing anything to improve yourself. So every time that you find yourself stuck in your beliefs, you are limiting yourself, and you're limiting the energy to grow. You're limiting your capabilities to grow. So what I do in my coaching is helping people understanding who they are, who they really are, accepting yourself. Every one of us has its own defects. Every one of us has problems. Any one of us has fears, limits, and whatever. But if these limits are acting like a chain, like a rope, that it's suffocating you, then you're not growing, then you're not going anywhere. As I told you, I am a highly allergic person, and literally a lot of things could kill me, but I developed a way to be positive, to go outside even if without my medications, because I want to live, and understood the limits and the fears that I have, and then I overcome them. And when I coach people, I help them doing the same. So stop self-limiting and start working on themselves so you can improve. We are not static. Our brain is not static, it's not fixed. We have a wonderful thing in our brains that is called neuroplasticity. So our brain is able to create new connections if you don't have them. And it's able to recover from negative thoughts, bringing up new ideas. So our meditation today shows you that we are not our thoughts. René Descartes told that we think then we are. And it's true. It's true. If we are able to think, then this means that we are at least something. But thought is a product of our mind. So it's like when you have a tree and you have a fruit. The fruit is not the tree. We are the tree, yet we are not the fruit. And the fruit is not the tree. It's really as easy as that. So think about that. Our thoughts are a sort of screen that we put between us and reality, because we don't have an objective reality. If you think that outside you there is an objective reality, or that you have an objective truth, then you're wrong. Essentially you're wrong because truth is only subjective. You can say what is truth for you. You can say, I think that this works for me, but you cannot say that this experience can be brought to another person and it works to everyone else. So your freedom arrives until you don't hurt other people's freedoms. So let's start with this meditation, because I don't want to be I don't want to enter or to step too deeply into philosophy, otherwise we don't practice meditation today. So as usual, let's start breathing from our nostrils. So breathe in from your nose, bring your belly out. We are doing abdominal breathing. So when we breathe in from our nose, we take out our belly, because in this way our diaphragm goes down. The diaphragm is the muscle that is here below our rib cage. And when you breathe in, sending out your belly, the diaphragm does this, so your lungs enlarges. And when you breathe out, you need to pull in your abdomen so that your diaphragm goes up and your lungs squeeze out the CO2, so the carbon dioxide that is the byproduct of our breathing. So as this coronavirus harms lungs, if we keep our lungs well and in health, then we are going to help us fighting also this coronavirus. So let's start with this meditation. Let's do some breathing exercise. Inhale from your nose, exhale from your mouth. Hold it. And now exhale from your mouth. Relax yourself while exhaling. Inhale from your nose. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great. Now you're going to be more relaxed than before, isn't it? Remember that this is something that you can do. I use this same exact thing when I help students before the exam session. I teach them how to be calm, how not to trust too much their skills, but how to trust the mechanism, the way that they study. So once again, learn self-confidence, learn the lessons, but don't trust too much your mind, because the mind is a fruit, it's not the tree. So let's start now. Start the meditation exercise. Focus yourself, because if we bring together meditation on one side and concentration on the other side, the result, it's not just the gestalt, it's not just the mixing the two and looking the result. So it's not 1 + 1 makes 2. This is a multiplier effect. The more you meditate and the more you are focused while meditating, the larger the impact on you. There are no side effects, no negative effects. So let's concentrate ourselves on our thought. So let's look at how we think, and let's consider that we are not our thoughts. Let's start it. Breathe in and out. Let's calm ourselves and become observer of our mind. If you want to keep your eyes open, it's fine. If you want to close them, it's fine as well. But don't lose your attention. Remain concentrated on your thoughts. Remember, if it's easier for you to use a visualization exercise, think that you're here. Think that your goal is look in the sky, and between you and the sky there are some clouds. The clouds are your thoughts and your limiting beliefs. So we need to go through your limiting beliefs and through your thoughts. We can do it using our breathing. Send away all the thoughts. Simply look them go away, like when there is a windy day and the clouds go away. Nothing is between you and the other objective thing that is the sky. Great. Now think about this. You look your thoughts going away. You look at your thoughts. So this means that you're not your thoughts. Otherwise you cannot look simply at a reflection of yourself. You're looking at a product of yourself. Then that's why you can tell yourself, I'm here and this is not me. It's me and not me. It's a logical operation. If this is you and you can tell something that is not you, this is not you. That's for you, it's a truth. So your mind is creating something that are thoughts and beliefs and self-limiting beliefs, but you're not them, so you're not supposed to believe them. Now I want to test your mind and follow the exercise, and you will be amazed as the first time that I did it. Bring yourself with your mind in your favorite spot. Imagine being sitting in your favorite place. Imagine being there. Now, simply imagine. It's not useful enough because we need to win our brain resistance to change. So imagine being there, but we will use at least 3 senses to help your remembering. Because in this way, we are telling our brain that we are not only thinking out or taking out a memory from it, but we are also adding a sensorial experience, and this increases our way to believe in what we are doing. So it's not just thinking, it's feeling. So relax yourself and think about your favorite place. Imagine being there and try to remember everything of that place. Let's start with your nose. Remember the smell, the perfume of that place. I can remember immediately where I grew up. I grew up in going really often to a farm in Volterra, in Tuscany. And this place was called San Luigi. And in San Luigi, I can remember, even today, all the perfume, and the perfume were amazing there. And even today, if I close my eyes, I can remember and I can bring myself in that place again. I can remember the perfume of the grass, I can remember the perfume of the land, and I can remember the perfume of the animals that were there. Now you are there, you are relaxed, you are breathing, and you are remembering the perfume. Now let's add the sounds. You are in your favorite place and you can remember the perfume and the sounds. I can remember the sound of my step over the pebbles. I can remember the noise that my small feet, I was probably 5 years old, and I can remember the noise that my feet it's doing on the pebbles. And I can remember all the insects making noise. I can remember the grasshoppers, I can remember cicadas. And think about this. Think about the noise and the perfume of your favorite place, and remember how you were calm and nothing can hurt you because you're in your favorite place in the world. Nothing can hurt you. Now let's add something visual. Remember a detail of your favorite place. I can remember the door of our home, and I remember that I was outside, and when I looked back to the door, that was a huge rectangular door, and it was dark inside because of course there was so many light on the outside. And so that door was to me like a sort of mystery, because I could not tell if my grandma was there looking at me or not. So it was a safe place in a certain way, but it was also like a mystery place because it was dark. So I can remember now being there. I can remember the door. I can remember the 3 steps towards the door. I can remember the sounds. I can remember the perfumes. And now you're there in your favorite place. Nothing can hurt you. And what happens, and I'm sure about that, now that you are able to think about your favorite place and you remember it through your visual memory, through your perfume memory, through your sound memory, you forgot for a moment about your stress, about your fears, about anything else. And this is due to the fact that our brain, even if it's marvelous, cannot concentrate on sensorial memory and on memory acquisition. So if you are giving your brain something to do, concentrating on memories, concentrating on physical and sensorial memory, your brain can be tricked in stopping thinking against you. Your brain in this short exercise has stopped thinking you or telling you with that tiny, hideous voice, oh, remember that you have a problem, oh, remember that this is not good, oh, remember this and that. For a few minutes, I do hope that you have been able to be free from anything else, and I hope having been able to bring to your mind at least one positive thought. So this is what I do. I can help you, and I hope that this video helped you release some of the stress of these days. Thank you again for being here. Remember, you can follow me here on Facebook, on my YouTube channel. Invite people if you want. Ask me questions, even if you want in a private message instead of public messages. We will be there tomorrow with mindfulness, and the day after tomorrow with Qigong. And remember, stay safe, stay home, and have a good evening. Bye.